fierce hailstorm struck Kirklarely on June 14, 2024, causing widespread damage to crops, vehicles, and houses. Meanwhile, heavy rain in Kirklarely transitioned into hail at times, with marble-sized hailstones. This destroyed the town of Skopje and the nearby villages of Berikazi, Kavak, and potentially others. A powerful earthquake struck the Noto Peninsula in Ishikawa Prefecture, Japan, sending tremors that rattled buildings and caused widespread panic. The tremor resulted in casualties and damage to property. Frightened residents evacuated buildings, some captured on video running and screaming in the streets. Even pets felt the tremors, with footage circulating online showing a startled orange cat reacting anxiously. Authorities issued a tsunami warning, urging people to seek higher ground. A powerful thunderstorm slammed Ukraine with heavy winds and intense rain, disrupting the city's festivities. While the downpour caused significant trouble for residents, it also led to a rather impressive phenomenon. A staircase on a street transformed into a cascading waterfall during the storm. Interestingly, the video capturing this event seems to be filmed during daylight hours, which suggests it occurred several hours after the rain had stopped. This detail raises some questions. Did the heavy rain earlier create a water channel that continued to flow even after the downpour ended? The video provides a glimpse into the unexpected ways nature can surprise us, even after a storm has passed. A terrifying tsunami struck Miyagi, Japan, sending a monstrous wave surging inland with incredible speed. The suddenness of the disaster left people scrambling for safety. The workers can be seen being forced to run for their life to escape the horrifying wave. Dramatic footage shows cars being swept away by the tsunami's force, highlighting the destructive power of this natural disaster. This event serves as a reminder of the constant threat tsunamis pose to coastal communities. Heavy downpours in Abidjan, Ivory Coast, the country's largest city with a population of 6 million, triggered deadly landslides. The disaster claimed the lives of 5 people and injured 17 others. The tragedy unfolded on 15th of June, following heavy rains that began in the afternoon in most areas of the city. The National Meteorological Service reported an exceptional amount of rainfall in just 24 hours, nearly a quarter of the expected precipitation for the entire May, June, July rainy season. This intense downpour caused mudslides, disrupting roads and leading to casualties. Firefighters were deployed to assist with rescue efforts and clear debris. This incident highlights the dangers of heavy rain in areas prone to landslides and the importance of effective drainage systems in urban environments. Hong Kong endured a brutal onslaught of rain, resulting in widespread flooding that devastated the city. Streets transformed into raging rivers, submerging everything in their path. This prolonged inundation, lasting for days, caused immense damage. Cars became submerged hulks, shops were forced to close their doors, and public transportation ground to a halt. The relentless downpour saturated the ground, leaving it unable to absorb any further water, leading to overflowing drains and rivers. Authorities scrambled to respond to the crisis, deploying emergency services to assist residents and evacuate those in danger. Heavy monsoon rains have battered East Africa, causing widespread devastation in Tanzania and Kenya. Weeks of relentless downpours in Tanzania have transformed into a deadly tragedy, claiming over 155 lives. Coastal regions and the capital, Dar es Salaam, have been hit particularly hard. Flooded schools have been forced to close, and emergency services are working tirelessly to rescue residents trapped by rising floodwaters. Infrastructure, including roads, bridges, and railways, has also suffered significant damage. Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has urged residents in low-lying areas to seek higher ground and has called for efficient distribution of aid to those whose homes were destroyed. The situation in Kenya is equally grim, with 70 deaths reported since the monsoon season began in March. The capital, Nairobi, has been especially hard hit, with local media reporting at least 4 bodies retrieved from flooded houses in the Mathare slum. Fears of more victims lost to the raging waters of the Mathare River persist. In response to the crisis, Kenyan President William Ruto chaired a multi-agency flood response meeting on Thursday and directed the National Youth Service to provide land for those displaced by the floods. This devastating monsoon season highlights the vulnerability of East African nations to extreme weather events and underscores the need for a coordinated regional response to provide relief to those affected. Italy grapples with the aftermath of a chaotic storm that unleashed destruction upon the town of Porto Sant'Elpidio. The culprit was enormous hailstones, some measuring a staggering 6 inches in diameter, literally pounded the area. This brutal onslaught extended beyond Porto Sant'Elpidio, impacting the entire Fermo region. While hailstones of record size battered many parts of the territory, the storm's fury seemed to concentrate on the province's north coast. As a result, houses have been significantly damaged by the hailstones and potentially the accompanying strong winds. The full extent of the damage is likely still being assessed, but it's evident that this extreme weather event caused significant disruption and destruction in Porto Sant'Elpidio and surrounding areas. East Africa has recently been experiencing devastating flooding due to heavy rains. A video has emerged showing a bus being swept away in the floodwaters. This is just one example of the destruction caused by the flooding. Many people have been displaced from their homes and some have even lost their lives. Aid organizations are working to provide assistance to those affected by the flooding. In a terrifying scene, a mudslide erupted from a mountain in Epic, triggering a swift collapse. Luckily, nobody was hurt in the disaster. A large-scale landslide ripped through a mountain, causing widespread destruction. Boulders tumbled down the mountainside, rapidly altering the landscape. Thankfully, timely evacuations ensured no one was injured in the disaster. The aftermath paints a dramatic picture. The once majestic mountain is now shrouded in a thick cloud of dust, likely caused by the pulverized rock and debris from the collapse. In a terrifying surge, a flash flood roared down, carrying massive boulders in its path. These heavy rocks crashed down with a deafening roar, swiftly engulfing the area beneath a torrent of churning water. This is just on of millions of examples of how powerful nature is. The floodwaters unleashed an unstoppable torrent, its destructive force leaving a path of devastation. Vehicles became like mere toys in its grip, unable to withstand the current. Amidst this chaos, an elderly man was swept away by the flood. Miraculously, he emerged from the churning water unharmed, a testament to sheer luck in the face of nature's fury. Tropical cyclone Damon unleashed its wrath on Australia, packing destructive winds of 230 kilometers per hour and torrential rain. Homes plunged into darkness as power lines snapped, while trees were no match for the ferocious winds, flattened and tossed aside. The cyclone's destructive path left a trail of devastation in its wake. Meanwhile, in China, the situation is different. While the text doesn't mention a direct hit, strong winds are picking up rapidly, hinting at the potential for Damon to impact China as well. These winds are described as forceful, lifting and throwing objects in their path, raising concerns about potential damage as the storm progresses. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share, and comment.